Officer Ethan Hale had survived gunfights, burning buildings, and nights when death felt close enough to touch. But nothing prepared him for the moment he collapsed on a deserted street with a bullet tearing through his side. The world around him blurred, his vision turning dark, and the only sound he could hear was his own heartbeat slowing, like a drum fading into silence. He thought that night would be his last. But then, she appeared. A woman's voice, soft yet urgent, broke through the darkness. "Hey, stay with me. Don't close your eyes." Her hands were warm, shaking as she pressed her scarf against his wound. Ethan tried to speak, but only managed to whisper, Who are you?" "My name is Aurora," she said, breathless, terrified, but somehow steady. "And I'm not letting you die today." Aurora was just passing by after a late shift at the cafe she worked in. She saw the officer on the ground, blood everywhere, and instead of running away like anyone else would, she ran toward him. She held him like she'd known him for years, calling an ambulance, talking to him just to keep him awake, telling him everything was going to be okay, even when she herself wasn't sure. For Ethan, her voice felt like light in the middle of his darkness. When the paramedics arrived, she stayed with him until they pulled him away. Ethan remembered only one thing before he passed out: her eyes, filled with fear and care for a stranger she didn't even know. He woke up 2 days later in a hospital room, bandaged, weak, alive. And the first thing he asked was, "Where is the woman who saved me?" Aurora returned the next day, shyly stepping into his room, not even sure if she should be there. Ethan's heart reacted faster than his body. The moment he saw her, something inside him softened, something he thought had died long ago with his past heartbreak. "You saved my life," he said. Aurora shook her head. "You fought for it. I just helped." But Ethan couldn't stop staring at her. She had no idea how strong she was, how fearless, how beautiful in the quietest way. Days turned into weeks. Visits turned into long conversations. Conversations turned into emotions neither of them planned. She made him laugh when the pain hurt too much. He made her feel seen in a way no one ever had. She told him about her simple life, her dreams of being a nurse, her fear of losing people she cared about. Ethan told her he wasn't afraid of bullets, but he was afraid of being alone again. One evening, when the sun was setting outside the hospital window, Ethan looked at her with an emotion too deep for words. "Aurora, you saved more than my life. You saved my heart." She tried to hide her tears, but failed. She had never imagined a wounded cop, strong, brave, broken in the nicest way, would ever see her like that. But he did. He truly did. When Ethan finally walked out of the hospital, still healing, still scarred, Aurora walked beside him, and he held her hand like it was the most precious thing he had ever touched. He had faced death many times, but destiny waited for him in the arms of a stranger who had become his miracle, a stranger who had become his love. And in her arms, Officer Ethan Hale found life again.